PatientNotes runs on either a browser or we do have an iOS device. Now, for most users that first come in, they can just start off with a free trial here. And if I just type in an email, I can get started. I can get started through here. Now, we do acknowledge that everyone needs to be a healthcare professional. We want it to be used for the right reasons. And then what it will do, it will then take users into the setup. So here, if I just enter in my details and select my country and my profession, what it will actually do is then set up a mock patient for people to do a walkthrough. Here we ask for an example. So let's just say back pain. And we want to know different conditions that they commonly treat. So let's just say chronic low back pain. Here, it'll now create a patient called Taylor, just a mock one. And it's really intended just to create a mock transcript of the session. You'll then, you don't need to really run through what that does, but instead work through the flow through of the bubbles of our workflow. So here it would normally emulate or simulate, what a consult would be between me as a practitioner and Taylor the patient, because it does transcribe the audio into text. We then get to the clinical notes. So the workflow is obviously the audio is captured, it picks up from the recording, clinical notes are created. Now in here, you have the ability to create the layout exactly how users want. And in most cases, what we're actually doing is configuring this layout in the format that they've set up their Cliniko templates. Most practitioners will still have a body chart open within Cliniko, write some in-session notes, and then use PatientNotes to then really sort of build out the depth of the conversation for subjective, objective, and treatment plan. So this is just a really short one for Taylor. Now, you'll see here, if anything's missing, you can actually add in extra information. So you can do the thumbs up, thumbs down, and that will help to regenerate a whole new format. Before we jump on to mark as complete, what I would say is it's also great because you can resume recordings later on. So we store sessions for a maximum of 30 days. Often practitioners will capture what's in the session, but then want to come back to it later on. Now, if I included another recording here, it will then redraft and add that in as context for the session. So yeah, just it might be things that you say about the condition or about the patient that you wouldn't say in front of them that you want to sort of pad out your notes. The normal workflow here is that we then mark it as complete, and then that now sits on our clipboard that practitioners can go back into Cliniko and go into the clinical notes and then paste it in, and it will stay in that format. If they wanted to add extra information, they can simply use the inbuilt editor so they can type away, or we have a speech to text function here. So that will sort of verbatim add in functionality based on sort of word for word. And that's a great feature that can sort of help to build out the details. It's not using smart dictate, it's using just speech to text functionality. Now, if the patient's left and we want to give a patient a summary of their consultation, we just do patient summary, and then that's pretty much instantly built. Again, the templates for this are fully customizable per practitioner and per organization. They can use whatever language and style, edit as before, either in text or use the speech bubble. Once you mark it as complete, they then go back into their letter editor within Cliniko, print, email to GP or in this case, to patient. If they want to then go back and write another letter, they can then write a letter. And we've got lots of pre-set up templates. So it could be just a thank you for referring letter. It could be a letter back to a surgeon. It could be an EPC or a TAC. We can help practitioners also build really long form reports, such as those required for NDIS or for My Aged Care or medico-legal reports. And there's lots of those templates in our library, or we help bespoke those one-on-one. If here we were just wanting to write a thank you for referring, again, I can add in additional context. So let's say Taylor's struggling and she needs assistance with pain control. I could add that extra context in to then improve the quality of my letter. I can type it, I can copy and paste in things like MRIs or pathology results, or I can use the speech to text function. So let's just say Dr. Sam's our doctor. This is the inbuilt sort of thank you for referring letter. And then that will build real time through here. So you'll see that that now populates as we want to. Um, Again, fully customizable. And where's it customizable? It's customizable into the back end here through the prompt templates. So we offer people the ability to have different clinical templates as well as letter or report templates. We have the prompt library, and when I go to this, it will actually prompt me to verify my email. So I'll just verify that whilst it's loading up. And then you'll see that in here, we've probably got well over 150 different clinical and report templates. But again, we're happy to do whatever users need. You can search via profession, or you can search whether it's a patient summary, medical letter, or clinical note. So that's sort of the workflow of how it would work with a user using what we call whole session ambient consult notes. We also offer a smart dictate feature, and the benefit of that is that you can very quickly just do a report, a letter, a clinical note, really however you want that to be. So here I can just say, Darren presented with right ankle pain after falling in basketball last night. On examination, it looks like he's got ligament damage at the lateral ligaments. There could be a fibular fracture. So let's get him off for an x-ray. I'm going to put him in a cam boot, and until the x-ray is clear, I'll review him in 2 days' time to continue ice and analgesia as required. So this will now do a clinical note, just in basic SOAP notes. Again, you'll notice I didn't have to enter the details. It's picked that up from my audio, and it's just done it in the formula that I need to. I can copy, paste, put back into Cliniko. I can even write a quick letter. The Smart Dictate also enables you to write a letter. Please write a letter to Dr. Sam. Dr. Sam, Darren presented with right ankle pain after basketball. I've sent him off for an x-ray. I'll contact you as soon as I have x-ray results. He will book in to see you for pain management. Thank you for your assistance, and I'll see you on the golf course next week. So that will now sort of put that into letter format. So it knows what the difference is between letters and also sort of referrals here. So that, and again, if I wrote, as I said, please write a more detailed letter or an email, that will do the exact same thing. And I can change that. And again, it will redraft that, which is quite nice. So you've got the option to very quickly turn around communication with your practitioners. The third way that we have is that you can build multi-session reports. So again, the way that users at the moment are using it is they'll copy and paste several sessions from Cliniko, put those in because they've got the session details such as date and time. Then they can write a report that will look at the time course journey of that particular patient. So it can say how they came in, how they left. And we are going to look at how we can sort of do additional integration with Cliniko that can pull those session information and write multiple session from there. To access previous sessions, I mentioned before, we'll store it for up to 30 days. And you can go in at any time and pick that up. And it will warn you if those days are close to expiring. Finally, what do we do with regard to sort of Cliniko integration? We have obviously for setting up sort of an API key, and I'll just do a demo one here. If I just get the API key, go in and set up an organization. So let's just say we're just going to set this up as Cliniko patient notes. We have a feature that automatically adds practitioners with the same domain name, which is great because it can then already have that all in a list and who you want to add. Add your country, add your address, and create the organization. Once you're here, you get the option then to create a Cliniko. And here, what you then do is you get the configuration, you add in your API key. You add in that API key. I just kept that on my clipboard. And then what you'll find is that that will then now link in with a dashboard feature that now the key here, you'll actually see because I've set it up with Darren at Cliniko trial, it's given me a red dot. Now the red dot means that it's not integrated because the email address doesn't marry with my one in Cliniko. As soon as I have that set up within Cliniko and my email address for login there is Darren at PatientNotes, you'll see that that will turn green and then I'll be able to access the diary from there. So what I'm going to do now is just go into my integrated one just to show you how the integration then starts the dashboard. All right, sorry, just be 1 second whilst I log in. And so then if I come back into a integrated account, you'll now see that from the dashboard, I can start my session. So I can start it either with an automatic detect function, or I can start it with a pre-chosen prompt that I might already have. And they are ones that I've either added in from the prompt library or created from there. Now, so you'll see that if I change anything, it's real time working into here. So if I was to have this sort of patient as arrived or did not arrive, let's put Terry in as arrived. As soon as I come back, it's changed that sort of real time there, which is a great little feature, and it saves that one extra click whereby practitioners have to enter any session information. So with integration, they just purely simply start and it'll pick up the patient's name. Without integration, it does then, you have to enter that, but you don't need any unique identifiers like date of birth or email. With all of our Cliniko integration at this stage, we have, it puts it onto clipboard and then Control V or right click paste back in, but we are looking at pushing that straight in. After our discussion with Joel, we're looking at sort of a more seamless two-way integration. So this is just an intro. We'd love to sort of reach out and chat more. We have a lot of Cliniko users that are using PatientNotes. So this was just to update you of where we're at, what we're doing. And we hope that we sort of have this ongoing working relationship and can take clinical note-taking within Cliniko and in general to a whole new level. So thanks for watching, and we'll speak soon.